Hi, my name is Ryan.
My name is Nicolas.
My name is Jose.
My name is Sahitya.
And my name is Honesty.
Today we are going to present our project, the Personal Finance App.
Okay, so I'm gonna start by describing the project scope and the requirements, right? So first of all, our project will aim to solve the problem most clients would face, which in this case is like a financial problem, right? So as you can see here under our problem need, we have the three objectives which we're trying to solve, which is efficient tracking, monitoring income, and simplify financial management. Also, we have the list of capabilities here. There are expense tracking, credit management, and you can see the rest over there. Also, for this project, we have the list of stakeholders, those who are beneficial to the project and those who are going to benefit from the project as well. And they include, of course, the clients, the financial institutions, developers, financial professionals, and admins, and all that. In addition to that, we also have the list of subsystems, which, as you can see, include user authentication and registration. We have subscription, budgeting, planning, tracking, alert, progress monitoring, financial, the rest.
Alright, this is the list of technologies we're using for our project. First of all, we have React Native. We choose React Native, most of it, for its ability to develop cross-platform mobile application with a single code base, basically. We're also planning on use Flutter because it is like well known for its user interfaces. Basically, that's like the main idea. Also, Xamarin, because it's like a technology that will allow us to build native apps from multiple platforms using like C# code basically. Ionic, we want to use it as well because it's a framework that is built with Angular and Cordova. That are like some of the frameworks we're planning to use. For the database, we're using Oracle SQL, basically because it's like a robust and secure database that will store and manage all the sensitive financial data that we're planning to use.
Okay, so on the CFD part of this slide, it's basically showing the words of our project, right? So basically what each stakeholder does to the application, the effect it will have. For instance, you can say the developer is able to maintain and update the system. You see the client is able to log in and use functionalities. You see the admin, what he does to the system. He provisions registration and login, and also the system provides feedback to him as well.
This slide tells about the use case diagram of budget planning subsystem. So generally, use case diagram identify the interaction between the actors and the subsystem. So in this, we have three subsystems: set budget limit, which enables client to set monthly spending, and view budget report. So they can view the budget which they have set, and if they cross the budget limit or something, they can talk to the financial advisors and take their help and receive reports. This module is only for admin and the manager. This helps admin to track the data of the client. Moving on to the class diagram. So account is the main base class of the system. Each and every subsystem which is in the project is linked with the account class. So moving on to the left part of the account class, we have business classes like goal, transaction, reminder, etc., budget, etc. So and moving to the user, we have different kinds of user: developer, manager, financial advisor, client. So each and every user has their plays a different kind of role. Moving on to the statement class, user can get the statement of the expenses based on his priority, maybe for 2 weeks or maybe for 3 weeks. So before that, YAML modularization is nothing but decomposition of a system into reusable components. So in the budget planning subsystem, we used these four classes: account, goal, transaction, and budget. So this diagram describes the attributes which we have used in the subsystem. So in the transaction class, we used amount and method, which is either credit, debit, or we saw something and date on which date they have paid. And moving to the budget, we have amount category, either is it for rent or is it for groceries, and time period, is it for a month or is it for a week, etc. And we use set, get, edit to set all these things. So the goal class here deals with the total expenses and total spendings, and the user also, like the maximum limit which is set by the user, is it crossing the limit or is it below the limit, etc.
So right now let's talk about the CRC of the budget planning subsystem. So just as we mentioned, there are 4 classes in this subsystem. There will be account, transaction, goal, and budget. These classes will be implemented into this subsystem. Now let me go through the details about each class. So for the account class, sorry, my bad. I just
Yes, go ahead and cut it.
for it. Okay. So for the account class, the main purpose of this account class is just like to store the user information. For example, the username, the password, and all the information from the user, so that the user can get access to all the subsystem. For example, this budget planning subsystem, they can get access to this subsystem so that they can use it to do the stuff that they want with this subsystem. So in this budget planning subsystem, it's just basically plan the budget for the user, or the user can do whatever they want for the budget. So we have a transaction to check and store all the transaction account and the transaction date and the method for the user. This transaction class allows the user to store all the information the user wanted to store in this class. Also, we have another class for the goal. This class, the purpose of this class is to let the user to create and edit and store the budget goal information. For example, the user can set a goal for this month, and they can edit any like budget or goal like for this month. So basically, just like store the information that the user want to set about the goal. Finally, we have the budget class. This class allows the user to create, edit, and store the budget information. And like all these free classes, they are associated with the the transaction and the budget classes. They are associated with the account class, so that the user can get information, like the system can get the user information from from the account class, and they can have access to these 2 classes, and they can store and create budget for their own use. Now let's move to the MVC. So like for this MVC, we have highlighted like 4 subsystem that is the important features of our financial app. But mainly I'll focus on the budget planning subsystem. Like for the module, it's just the classes that we use in this subsystem. So again, we have account, transaction, budget, and goal. So these 4 classes, they will be module of our MVC in this budget planning subsystem. Now moving on to the controller, we have like 4 methods. They are get budget info, update budget, budget alert, and set budget parameters. So basically, this controller allows the user to store and like to set any budget information, and they can update it, and they can like make any changes they want. So this controller provide like different methods for the user to change and update any budget information. Finally, we have the view. The view for this budget planning subsystem is basically just displaying the budget info and display the alert. For example, the user, like the budget for this month of the user is already over the budget he set for. He already set it, so the system will just like display an alert for the user.
Alright, so this is a database schema for our project. Basically in this schema we're showing like how are we connecting all of the classes together by showing the primary and the foreign keys of each class. As I told before, we're planning to use Oracle to create this database. As you can see over here, we have like all the primary keys of of the system, and also the foreign keys that tell us like how are we connecting to each other. The only class that has like more than one foreign key, as it is connecting to two different classes, is the goal class. As you might see over here, it has the foreign key number 1 relating to the budget and the foreign key number 2 relating to the transaction. In the other cases, we have like only one primary key for each entity and one foreign key, because all the relationships are like one class relation with other with only one. So that would be like the database schema we have. Now let's move on to the UI UX design. Basically, we try to create like something intuitive and not too difficult to understand and to use for the clients, for the user, for the entire system. We have on the left the login and the signing up, like the login and the registration screens. Yeah, so on the second row, you can see like the home button, what it's going to show you. So basically, it's going to show you like the total balance you have adding all your accounts. So if you have the savings, checking, credit, or if you have more of them, you will see like what's your total balance between them. We have also like the budget screen, in which you can edit the budget you want to spend for a specific period of time. For example, if you want a monthly budget of a certain amount, you will see it over there, and you will also have the option to set up a budget for each kind of spending. So for example, food and drink, transportation of taxi or whatever you want. We have the tracking and progress view. We decided to divide the screen in those two subsystems. For the tracking, you can see like what is your total incomes and outcomes for all your accounts, and you will see like all the transactions you had like in the specific period of time. And in the progress one, you will have like what's your balance for a specific period of time. Probably we're thinking about the monthly or the weekly period, and you will see like all your incomes and all your spendings through that time, and you can like compare it with other months. And the last one is like the subscription manager, in which you will check like the subscriptions you have to the app, and also all the subscriptions you're paying monthly. So for example, if you subscribe to Netflix, to Amazon Prime, to whatever, you will see it over there, and you can also manage the subscriptions you have with our app.
Okay, I'm gonna explain the high-level component deployment diagram. I'm gonna explain the access part. That is, the user is gonna log in, but if the user doesn't have like an account, they need to the user registration. And after that, they are gonna have the menu part, and they have three options in this one. That is the subscription manager, that they are gonna have like some benefits with the application, the tracking and progress to see everything about that, and the budget. And obviously all of this is connected with database. For the design part, as we discussed, our group is designing to address the multifaceted challenge of financial management. The observer pattern aligns perfectly with our objectives to provide real-time updates and notifications, ensuring that users stay well informed about their financial affairs. With the problem needed in the realm of finance management, staying updated about change is crucial. Whether there is a new transaction, an altered budget, or a shifting balance, users need to be informed promptly. And solution is, this is where the observer patterns come into play. The observer pattern established one-to-many relationship between objects, enabling real-time updatings. For the graph, our class diagram, we have our account class serving as a subject of observations. It maintains a list of observes, which could include a UI component like the balance displayed and the transaction history panel. Whenever there's a change in the account data, it notifies all registered observers so they can update their displays accordingly. Benefits and consequence. The observer pattern comes with a range of benefits. It effectively decouples the account data from the user receives real-time updates, so they are always aware of their final status.
All right, that's our presentation. I hope you guys liked it. If you had any questions, please let us know. Thank you for your attention.